Hello, I am Nick Bagdonas, Vice President of Quandel Energy Solutions. Today I'm going to walk you through one of our facility needs assessments, which we call in a acronym an FNA. This is a real document we delivered to a school district client here in Pennsylvania. I have redacted all of their information to protect confidentiality, but everything else you're seeing is exactly what we put in front of the administration. So let's take a look at it. The document in of itself is 40 pages long, and we won't go through all 40 pages, but highlight some of the key points. The facility needs assessment here covered 3 buildings for the district. For each building, we assessed 4 major systems: the HVAC system, the electrical system, plumbing, and the building envelope. At the end of the document is a building needs matrix that ties all of our findings into a single prioritized capital plan. The matrix is really the centerpiece of the whole document and the best visualization. The executive summary gives the administration an immediate read on where things stand. We use 3 conditions to tier our observations: uh, good, uh, fair, poor, and alert. This gives the district a level playing field on evaluating their needs. Alert means act now. In this district, all 3 buildings had fire system issues at alert status. That is not unusual. Fire alarm systems are one of the most commonly deferred maintenance items we find in our K-12 facilities, and they're also the most serious from a life safety standpoint. Poor means the system is aging and underperforming. At the high school, that included the roof, the HVAC, the plumbing, and the lighting. These are systems that haven't yet failed, but will create much larger problems and costs if they continue to be deferred. Fair means functioning, but let's keep an eye on it. Those items go into the later years of the capital plan. The tiered structure gives the board a defensible framework for how they're prioritizing their spend and the ability to plan for future upgrades and needs. It really removes the politics from the conversation. So the next page takes us to the budget outlook. This page is where the conversation gets real. The pie chart shows the distribution of need by system. HVAC makes up 47% of the total identified investment. Roofing makes up 27%. Together, those 2 single systems are nearly 3/4 of the total of investments to be expected for this building. The bar chart shows the sequence of spending over 10 years. The front years, the earlier years, are heavier because that is where the alert and poor items landed. So they need to be repaired sooner rather than later. Investments in those alert and poor systems is critical for maintaining stability. We always make sure to make the same point here with clients that in order of magnitude of budgets, these are plus or minus 25%. So the facility needs assessment is an entry level assessment to set priority expectations, not define detailed budget strategies and construction costs. We're not doing any engineering at this stage. The purpose is really to get that credible number to talk through with board members and financial advisors and start structuring a plan that can be carried out through the future. The plan is what this is intended to support. So as we work through the document, we'll get into the grading system as we see here, a simple color-coded system, green through red, defining the most important systems. System findings, we collect and document pictures as we move through each of the rooms, floor by floor, room by room, door by door. It's a non-invasive assessment. We're not lifting ceiling tiles, we're not opening walls, but visually things we can see on the surface in mechanical rooms, in crawl spaces, in basements, on rooftops, in exterior of the building. So we can show you some more of the detailed findings looks like inside each of the buildings. Each system gets its own section as you see here as we're scrolling through to see the field photos and the specific observations. With each of the photos, we have a little descriptor of what we found, why, how we found it, the condition we found it, and the age of what those systems are. So what you're seeing is a representation of what we find in most facilities of this age. The HVAC equipment is a mix of generations. Some of it's newer and in decent shape. Some of it is well past its useful life. The electrical systems have had some selective upgrades, but still carry some significantly aging components that create reliability and some safety risks. And the plumbing fixtures are functional, but inefficient and dated. The field photos are very deliberate in that we want to make sure that the administration and the board is seeing exactly what our team saw and understanding exactly what we're proposing based off of these photos. They're all taken from within the facility. They're all taken during our walks, and they're updated as opportunities are repaired and improved over time. So you'll note that while we are an energy services business, we are looking at a comprehensive overview of the building, including doors, including windows, rooftops, and gutters, and everything that's in between. And lastly, we'll get to the matrix that we touched on in our executive summary, which is the real value of this report and what makes this report uh, in the most simplistic of review of what we can provide. The matrix in the appendix pulls every finding from every building into a single tab. Each line item has a system category, a condition status, a description of the issue, a recommended course of action, expected benefits, suggested time frame, a priority ranking, and a budget estimate. This is the document the administration uses to build their capital plan. It also is the starting point for our next conversations about which of these items Quandel Energy Solutions can deliver under a performance contracting structure. If your district does not have a document like this is exactly where we want to start. It's the facility needs assessment is the baseline and the fundamental understanding of how we begin our relationship before we ever think about creating a project. This allows us to prioritize based on need and rather than based on gut feel or perception. So this facility needs assessment is really what you would expect to see in a public school space. It translates as well to private facilities that we can discuss and tailor to your needs. If you'd like to see what one of these looks like for your facility, reach out to us directly. We would love to have a conversation and start talking through what the process looks like. Thank you for watching.